YouTube? Welcome back to another video here on EMKWAN Reviews with me, EMKWAN, and this in my hand. This is the new Oppo Reno. Now essentially there are two versions that Oppo are releasing. The Oppo Reno Standard, which is what's in this box, and one that I'll be unboxing later on, which is the 10 times hybrid zoom version from Oppo. I'm really excited to be sharing this product with you because there's a ton of really cool, very interesting technology that Oppo have been consistently putting out through their smartphones. So let's unbox this and show you exactly what we get inside. So off goes the lid, and here is the first thing that you'll see. Essentially, I believe there are some documents, sort of warranty information, and a SIM ejector tool. Now let's put this to one side. But ooh, that is nice. Okay, let's put this to one side and show you what else we get inside the box. We're gonna get included a very nice case that Oppo have included. A lot of smartphone manufacturers are doing this now. It's just a standard silicone case, but it's there included to help protect your device. So that's the first thing. In-ear headphones. Now, are these USB-C or the standard version? Let's have a look. Yes. Oh no, they're actually the standard version, the 3.5mm version. So that means, oh yes, there it is down at the bottom. The 3.5mm headphone jack is included with the Oppo Reno. A USB to USB-C sync charge cable, and the charging plug as well. Now this particular charging plug is actually VOC enabled, so I think this is VOC 3.0, so that should be able to give you plenty of juice for your device. There is no better feeling than taking plastic off a brand new smartphone. Hit like if you agree with that comment. So I'm just about to power this on, but let's take you for a quick look around the device. To begin with, you'll notice that it's got this glass curved edge sort of appeal on the back. You've got a dual camera setup here with this Oppo designed by Oppo that runs through the middle. That's a little different, something we don't normally see from smartphone manufacturers. Down at the bottom, you've got that 3.5mm headphone jack with the USB-C charging port and then speakers. On the right hand side, you've got a power wake button. On the left hand side, you've got the volume rockers, and then at the top it's completely flush. But this is essentially where the party trick or the magic trick happens from Oppo, and I'll show you that in a moment. Then on the front you have what is pretty much a panoramic kind of display. I mean, there's no front-facing camera. That's a little telltale sign that it's a little different. There's no front-facing notch or hole or punch hole or anything on the front over there. Very, very minimal. I mean, pretty much non-existent bezels around the side, and then a very, very small lip down there at the bottom. So as far as the screen is concerned, this is a 6.4-inch OLED display. It's a 2340 by 1080 with a 19 by 5.9 aspect ratio. It's Gorilla Glass 6. And you can see here immediately that OLED display is actually really, really nice. First impressions, vibrant as always, something that we've come to expect from a lot of the Oppo smartphones. You've got nice vibrancy, you've got good depth with that OLED display. And this is an interesting device because internally it's running the Snapdragon 710 chipset. The 10 times zoom version runs the Snapdragon 855. This one has a 710. This also has 6 GB of RAM. Well, it comes in a combination of either 6 GB or 8 GB of RAM. This particular model has 6 GB with 256 GB of storage. The battery capacity on this is slightly smaller than the 10 times zoom version with 3765 milliamp hour. It's going to be interesting to see how the battery performs, particularly since it has a smaller battery than the Oppo Reno 10X Zoom, and there's no wireless charging with this. However, there is that super fast charging with VOOC 3.0, so that should be good to get you powered up. All right, are you ready? No front-facing camera? How about this? Whoa! Let's just show you that again. Put that down, disappears. Press this. Whoa, and it reappears. I love how that kind of light flashes around the side, just to let you know. So there, over there, is the front-facing camera. that sticks out, or rather pops out when you need it. So if you press that, it basically goes back to the rear dual camera, and when you need the front-facing camera, press that, and that's how it comes out. How cool is that, right? So that front-facing camera is a 16 megapixel f2.0, and it doesn't matter which version you go for. If it's the Oppo Reno or the 10 times zoom, it's essentially going to be the same front-facing camera. And it's very interesting because it comes off at a side. In previous versions, we've seen the entire front come up or kind of be raised up, but this time it only comes up from the far right-hand side. On this particular version, on the Oppo Reno, you have a dual camera setup on the back. So here you have a 48 megapixel with a 5 megapixel shooter. But I have to admit, this looks really odd with the flushed kind of camera lens dual camera setup. Not something that we typically see nowadays with dual camera smartphones. So I think Oppo have done probably a good job there when it comes to the design element. Alright guys, let's take a front-facing selfie with this camera. This is going to be the first one that I'm taking on this smartphone. Ready? Right, let's see what that looks like. Interesting. It's definitely picking up the details, and I like that kind of bokeh effect that it's already worked out there. You can see the grays, definitely see the grays in my hair, but it seems to have blurred out the camera there, so it kind of hasn't picked that up correctly. There is AI being used here, so that's interesting to see how that sort of works. Let's turn it around and take a shot of this with the rear camera now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now normally, I just saw this come up. Oh, actually I should have done it the other way. Let's do it like this. Right, photo, there. It should recognize that it's a scene as it has done over there. Boom. Okay, now let's check out the zoom. So this has 2 times zoom, and then it will have 10 times digital zoom, and already I can see that's quite shaky actually. But when you take it up to first time zoom to 2 times zoom, it seems to be perfectly fine. In fact, let's just take a shot at 10 times zoom. Let's see how that comes out. That 1-time shot is actually really good. I mean 1x shot rather. It's quite nice and clear. However, the 10 times zoom shot, the digital 10 times zoom is a little kind of noisy and blurry, as you can see there. So it'll be interesting to see how the 10 times zoom version of the Oppo Reno performs. The Oppo Reno also runs OS 6, which is Oppo's kind of own skin variation on Android P. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the skins that manufacturers put on top of Android, but I've said this before in other videos. I do like what Oppo do with their skin. A lot of the customization elements are quite practical, and I think they visually look quite nice as well. The only issue that I have is sometimes some of the icons are kind of different shapes and things, but for the most part, I think Oppo's OS 6 on the Reno is actually quite nice. Right guys, I'm just waiting for the sun to go down so that I can test the camera. But while I'm waiting for the sun to go down, I'm having a ton of fun with that camera lens. I mean, that is cool, right? You've got to admit. So the Reno also has a bunch of security features, including under the screen fingerprint scanner as well, that you can set up when you're ready to go. So that's one way of securing your device. The other way of doing that is with that front-facing camera. I like the graphic on the front-facing camera, check that out. So let's go to continue, it pops up, and then you've got to kind of just complete that circle. Come on, just one more bit there. Oh, there we go, done. So let's just give that a test, see how fast it is. There we go, it just pops out and goes back straight back in there again. That was a bit funny. Okay, so you've got to do it like that, but you have to slide up, and it comes, grabs your face, and then goes down. That's interesting. So it's not like it's automatic, otherwise it would have to keep popping in and out. So it would slide up, scan, and then unlock, which is pretty cool, right? All right, let's give it another shot, and you'll see that it kind of counts down, and it can take a couple of seconds. for it to take that shot, so you have to be still during that time. Let's take a 2-time shot. There we go. I'm not really sure what to make of those images. Kind of disappointed really on first impressions. A bit shaky, plus a lot of noise, particularly at the 2-time zoom. It is a dual camera, and I don't know, I was just expecting a better result overall. But let me know in the comment section what you think down below. Bear in mind that this is the kind of the lower end model from the Reno range, so the 10-time zoom version is coming up. As soon as that one is available and in my hands, I will be bringing you a look at that. But for now, this is just a quick unboxing and first look at the Oppo Reno, and just look at that. Check out those fingerprints. Oh my god, I had no idea. I guess that's why that case in there will come in handy. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think, and if you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit like to see more videos like this when they go live. I'll be over on Instagram sharing with you more of my thoughts, so comment and join me over on Instagram as well. That's it from me for now. This is me, EMKWAN, and this has been the Oppo Reno. Until next time, peace and blessings.